Yo. I said, yo. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JrRanks coming to you guys with another video, man. Now, today we got another NBA video for you guys. Now, today I'm going to be talking about Chris Paul, bro. I'm going to be talking about Chris Paul and how I just feel like he's literally disrespected, or just maybe not even disrespected, because he does have a lot of respect around the league. But I feel like we don't talk about how much of an impact he has, and quite honestly, he should be involved in the MVP conversation. You know, Charles Barkley brought that up, and usually Charles Barkley is wrong. He usually makes random predictions. He's usually saying crazy things, but hearing him say that kind of made me start to think, and I'm like, hold on, let's take a look back at history and let's really see. So you guys know how it's obviously going this year for the MVP race. The current MVP race, you got Jokic, not even Jokic, but you got Embiid at number one. He's having a career year. He's averaging 29 points, 11 rebounds, 1.4 blocks, 1.2 steals. And the 76ers are currently number one in the Eastern Conference. Number two, you have LeBron doing what he usually does. And then you have Jokic. And to be honest, I don't think they're going to give it to LeBron, because you guys know how it works with the MVP thing. There's really no set criteria for it. It's really just how they feel on picking it. It's usually narrative. It's usually based on team success. Other than in 2016, 2017, when Westbrook when he won the MVP, averaging a triple-double. Usually the MVP is usually based off of narrative, stories, or whatever the case may be, right? I want to read you guys an interesting stat. Steve Nash in 2004, 2005 won the MVP over Shaq. And here was Steve Nash's stats, right? Steve Nash averaged 15.5 points, 3.3 rebounds, 11.5 assists, and 1 steal per game, right? Versus Shaq, who averaged 22.9 points, 10.4 rebounds, 2.3 blocks, and shot 60% from the field. Steve Nash's team, which was the Phoenix Suns, went 62-20, and Shaq's teams went 59-23. Now, obviously, we all know that Shaquille O'Neal is a better player than Steve Nash, and that's one of the MVP races that's really, really controversial. Even the first place votes, I think Steve Nash had like 65 and Shaq had about 58, so it was pretty close, but they pretty much ended up edging it out to Steve Nash simply because of how good, you know, or simply because his team had the best record in the NBA, and he led that team. You know, obviously Shaq is a better player, but like I said, it's all based off of narrative. It makes no sense, because like I said earlier, one year they're giving a player like Westbrook the MVP because he averaged a triple-double, but then the next two seasons he didn't get it and he averaged a triple-double, and his team was a lower seed or even maybe a slightly higher seed. The year he won a triple-double, his team was literally like a number 6 seed, you know what I mean? So it didn't make sense. But if you compare those MVP stats with Chris Paul and Steve Nash, from Steve Nash's 2004-2005 season and Chris Paul's current season currently right now, Chris Paul is averaging 15.8 points, right? That's 0.3 more points more than Steve Nash. He's averaging 4.7 rebounds. That's 1.4 more rebounds than Steve Nash. He's averaging less assists at 8.8 assists, but he's averaging more steals with 1.2. My thing is this, right? If we're going to talk about the impact of a player, we should really be considering Chris Paul to be in the MVP race. Now, obviously, you got guys like Dame and you got guys like Steph. Dame is averaging 29 points and 8 assists. Steph's averaging 29 points and 6 assists. So it's like they're also doing really well too, but their teams are not as high in the conference as, you know, Chris Paul is. Now, obviously, we know what Chris Paul can do, but what I wanted to do really quickly is I wanted to look at the Suns records last year, right? We're gonna start to look at something really quick so you guys can see the Chris Paul effect that I'm really trying to talk about. The Suns record last season, literally, remember, they didn't even make the playoffs to begin with. They did not make the playoffs. And last season, the Suns went 34-39. So the Suns went 34-39 last year. 10 seed, did not make the playoffs. It doesn't matter. Oh, they went undefeated in the bubble, whatever. They were negative, you know what I'm saying? They were having a terrible season. If not for that historical or that insanely lucky bubble run, they would have not, you know what I'm saying? They would have been nowhere near there anyway. So they had a terrible season. They did not make the playoffs. And can somebody tell me the last time that the Suns actually did make the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? When was the last time the Phoenix Suns made the playoffs? I could even look that up for you guys right now also. Phoenix Suns last playoff appearance was literally in, if we could find it, can we find it really quickly, please? All right, we can't find it, but I'm pretty sure it's been a couple of years, maybe since around the Steve Nash era, since the last time that they actually made the playoffs. But that's besides the point. Anyways, I actually really want to find it now. I really want to find it. Seasons. Let's see right here. Let's scroll all the way. Okay, so the last time, yeah, I wanted to find that really badly. The last time the Suns made the playoffs was literally in 2009-2010 season. So they haven't been in the playoffs since then. They've been finishing like basically as the worst team in the NBA for years and years and years, which is not good, right? So that was their record last year, obviously 34-39. They hadn't made the playoffs since 2010. Now, if we look at their record, this year, right now they're sitting at the second seed in the Western Conference. They're sitting at the second seed in the Western Conference, 25-12. And my argument is this: if the Suns end up being the number 1 seed, Chris Paul deserves to be in the MVP conversation. The Suns were not doing anything without Chris Paul. Before Chris Paul got there, the Suns were not doing anything. And that's just a fact. If we look at other teams like OKC, you know, obviously we know what OKC was with Westbrook and things like that. Obviously, they were good or whatever. But as soon as all those players left, Westbrook, Melo, Paul George, when they all left, and, you know, OKC got Chris Paul, people were saying, oh, that's it for OKC, blah, blah, blah. OKC's going to be bad. OKC went 44-28. 44-28 was OKC's record last season. And they were either the 4th or 5th seed, which was absolutely insane. You get what I'm saying? That's absolutely crazy. They were the 5th seed, actually. 44-28. They could have been the 4th seed. They had the same record as the Houston Rockets with Westbrook on the team. And it was a Chris Paul-led OKC team. OKC this year is 17-22. They are now 17-22. You get what I'm saying? They're 17-22. Even if we go back before OKC, if we look at the Rockets record before Chris Paul got there in 2016-2017 was 55-27, and they had a second round loss to the Spurs in 6 games, right? That was in 2016-2017. The following year, when they picked up Chris Paul in 2017-18, they went 65-17, had the best record in the NBA, and they lost the Western Conference Finals in Game 7 versus the KD Warriors with Steph Curry and all those guys. And the only reason that they even lost was because of the fact that Chris Paul was hurt and the fact that they missed 27 straight threes. So if Chris Paul's actually there, and the Rockets obviously would end up making more threes because, you know, Chris Paul is a floor general, they would have got way more easier looks. There's still no excuse for them to miss 27 straight threes, but that's, you guys get what I'm trying to say. Chris Paul has a serious effect. After Chris Paul left the Rockets, or his last season with the Rockets, they went 53-29. And then the next season after he left, they were 44-28. So they were significantly worse as Chris Paul left. Even with the Clippers, guys, his last season with the Clippers, they were 51-31. This was in 2016-17. That was Chris Paul's last year with the Clippers. They went 51-31. Then the following season, they went 42-40 and missed the playoffs. So the Chris Paul effect is very, very real. I hope you guys understand where I'm trying to come from. Does he have the best stats in the NBA? No, he does not have the best stats in the NBA. But besides that point, you guys can obviously see the Chris Paul effect is very real. Every time he goes to a team, they get significantly better. And when he leaves, let's just be honest, they end up in a rebuild situation. Obviously, or either they get worse or they end up in a rebuild situation. So I'm not sure if I have really anything else but to say, but you know, we got to start respecting Chris Paul a lot more. He's still one of the top 10 point guards in this league. Even you could even say top 5. You know, obviously athleticism and stats are going to make people say otherwise, so I'll just say top 10. But his effect when he goes to a team is felt, and when he leaves that team, it's felt. You can see the obvious decrease in the team's production and all of that. So I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Maybe Charles Barkley's not so crazy, bro, because, you know, hearing him at first, you would think he's just saying anything. But when you actually look into it, the numbers and the history of how the MVP has worked and what Chris Paul does when he goes on to an NBA team and when he leaves it, everything is just obvious and it's clear as day and it's right there in front of your face. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. Regardless, I still will keep them coming for y'all because I know there's a lot that you guys would like me to, or would like, you know, to hear me talk about in terms of the NBA. So we're gonna keep it coming, man. Make sure you guys leave a like on this video. Check out all the links down below in the description. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Hit that notification bell, and yeah, tune in for the next one. It's your boy JrRanks. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Gang, they cannot do it like him.